Here we go, y'all, on the creek. About to run this, check this trot line. Ran it last night. I believe I feel a little tugging. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, I feel some energy, y'all. Let's see what we want. Let's see what we're gonna get here. Looks like the fish might be one on here, but he's way on the other side. All the bait is still on here. Wasn't a good night. But we got something. We got something. You hear it? I see it. It's a catfish. Oh, not much to him. Not much to him. But hey, he's an eater. What y'all think? Y'all'd eat him, wouldn't you? Not a great night on the trot line. Those first four were all crawfish. Every one of the crawfish are gone. The rest was cut bait. Almost all the cut bait is still there. Crawfish in these creeks. It works. So we got a few more limb lines up here that we're going to check. I think we got 4 more limb lines we're going to check. None of those had crawfish on them. They all had cut bait. So, you know, sometimes it's really what the fish want. Sometimes they're really eating crawfish. Sometimes they're eating cut bait. You never know. They have an appetite just like we do, and sometimes they want one thing and aren't that excited about the other. Yesterday on that line, I caught probably about a 5-pound blue cat down on the deep end of that trot line, and that's about it. It's not a great time for catfishing, but the wonderful thing is, look at how beautiful it is out here on this creek. What a blessing it is to be out here and just enjoy God's outdoors. This creek dropped probably 3 feet since yesterday when I set these lines out. One of my limb lines, the bait wasn't even in the water. It was above the water. That's how much this thing dropped out. So a lot of the fish could be moving out back up to the river. That could be the reason there was so much bait left. You never know. But we've got a few limb lines up here we're going to check out, and then I'm just going to fish a little bit this morning. See if I catch anything. If I do, that'll be wonderful. If I don't, that'll be all right too. You know, bad day fishing, better than a good day at work. We had a limb line right here. I don't see nothing moving, but you never know. Just because they're not moving don't mean something isn't on them. So we will check it anyway. Let's see what we got here, y'all. Nope, got nothing. We got nothing, y'all. What if we went ahead and rebaited this thing? Just saw if we had any luck when we came back. I'm gonna bait it with some rooster liver here. Big piece. You never know. When I come back through here, I might have one on there. Sometimes I use liver. Liver's a good bait for catfish. Normally what I find when I use liver, normally catch a smaller catfish, 5 pounds and under. When you use the bigger crawfish like I use in the cut bait, normally you catch bigger. You catch bigger catfish. So if you love the small ones, and I do love them, and a lot of people do, hey, liver's a great bait. But if you want to get some bigger ones, some fillets, they'll feed more people, less fish, feed more people. Put you some cut bait on there, put your crawfish on there. Try for a bigger one. We had another limb line right up in here. I don't believe that's it. Nope. It is. Can we find it? Can we find it? Yes, I found it, and I see it. See how we get all up in these trees? Yesterday I was up in one. My moccasin jumped right out of it. You gotta be careful. Oh, hey, we got one. Man, he's got some weight to him. He's got some weight to him. Good grief, what a fish. Oh, Nelly. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, I caught one. If you watch my videos, I caught one off this line last week. This same line, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna try that again. Y'all gonna be happy. Y'all gonna be happy. You see this one? Y'all gonna be happy. Look at that. Oh my word. That's what it's all about, y'all. That's what it's all about, y'all. Cut bait. I believe it was a warmouth head is what I caught that one on. What do you think? That's probably that's an 8 to 10 pound fish. I'll go ahead and say it. Now look, some of these guys out in the river, they catching 30, they catching 40 pound fish. That's wonderful. That's great. But I'm fishing small water. I mean, you can throw a rock across this water. You're not going to have those gigantic catfish. So when you catch a fish like that, that's a good fish. It's all about, you know, where you're fishing, what you're fishing for. And you have to keep that in perspective when you're thinking about size of fish. Nothing on that one. We got one more. We got one more limb line, but hey, you know what? I'm a happy man this morning. If we don't get another one, I'm a happy man. Because those two fish, cooking fish tonight for a couple of folks. Those two fish right there, be 4 of us, would feed all 4 of us. Now here's the reality. I got a 5 pounder yesterday. Cleaned it, so it's sitting there, and some from last week, so those are the ones we're eating tonight. One of these fish I'm going to give to a lady in our church. She's been wanting a nice catfish to eat, so one of them will go to her. One of them will go to the freezer. Probably the smaller one will go to her because she lives by herself. I don't think she could eat that big one by herself. Hey, praise God. Let's hope we get this last one in here and maybe 3 fish. I'm gonna fish for a little while with a pole. Some of you might wonder, I do fish with a pole. What I normally do is I come in, I'm off work on Fridays, so I come in usually Thursday evening after supper, and I set my lines out, and then Friday morning, get up about 6:30, and I come down and I check my lines, and after I check my lines, I fish, you know, at about 11 or 12. Normally I'll set them again before I leave, and then I'll come Saturday morning, and I won't normally fish on Saturday morning. I'll normally just come check my lines, take my lines out, so we can start back over on the next weekend. This old boy here, he's making a lot of noise. He wants y'all to know he's here. He wants y'all to know he's here. Look at that face. I mean, how could you not love catfish when you see a face like that? He's every bit of 10 pounds. Right around this curve here, we get there and we'll have our last limb line. I never caught anything off this limb line before. I just started kind of setting it, but it's a deep, deep hole right here, and I believe there's some fish down there. I catch a lot of smaller catfish off a fishing pole in this real deep hole, and I just figured, well, there's little ones down there. I'm sure there's a big one or two down there, but just never have got anything to get on it. My bait's always gone, but it could be gar, because there's a lot of gar. They like to hang out in this hole. Sometimes I like to come out here and catch them just to try to get rid of them a little bit, because they are overpopulated. All right, I'm looking up here to see around the corner. I don't see nothing moving. I don't see nothing moving, y'all. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Nope, hey, even still got my bait, look at that. Even still got my cut bait. So, it was a good morning, guys. We got 2 nice catfish, one off the trot line, one off limb line. Most of my bait's still there. Probably means most of the fish are going back out to the river tonight. The river's supposed to come up, so the creek will go up again. So I'll leave the lines out one more time. Maybe we'll have a good time tomorrow. Appreciate you watching this video. God bless.